I gotta hang up the call. I'll be right back.
Okay. Leon's phone is haunted. I love it. I love it. This is exactly how the year-end awards should go. Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am, as always... Oh, this is the BREWDCAST. I keep forgetting to say that. I am, as always, Bud Robinson. That over there is Leon Robinson, having a good laugh at me, which is fair.
Nah,
It's fair. No, it's fair.
I'm on the
That over
other
there
side.
is the freshly squeezed town historian.
That's where I am.
Town awardian. Because you...
Toodles, bud.
Toodles?
The Awardian town historian.
That's his official honorific now.
It's our year-end awards, and I can't wait to argue.
Yes, we decided to... we're doing this during the day. Because town has a day off, so we're doing it during the day. You kind of threw me off with this, but I'm gonna adapt. I might complain about it a few more times, but...
Oh.
I just hope Leon doesn't turn into a robot. That's my only hope.
I don't. I hope that happens. That'd be hilarious. I was just going to suggest something. So while Leon's figuring out his stuff, I can let everybody know that this, as you just said, is the year-end awards. Last year we did. I think we're going to do a little bit better this year because I have a little bit more wrestling under my belt.
I also think we have a more hashed out list.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a little bit better to follow in the order. I think that was really one of the things last year is we jumped around a lot.
Yes.
And I think this year it's just going to kind of go boom. But I'm sure we're going to disagree. So
No. That never happens. I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't
Wait
wait
for my pessimistic demand.
I can't wait for the last one, Wrestler of the Year. I want to see what everybody says. I mean, clearly it's Roman Reigns.
Why? Spoil it. Nobody has to watch now. That's my pick for everybody.
Best pure wrestler, Roman Reigns.
I love that look.
Best storyline of the year, Roman Reigns is alive. Him being alive is the storyline of the year. So, we're gonna start here. I think we have 31 categories, which seems like a lot. But from what I'm hearing, Bud, this is probably gonna be split into a one-parter.
A one-parter?
I think a two-parter or a one-parter. Who knows?
It might be one-parter.
Probably
we'll see.
We're gonna
Lilo multiply.
Yeah, we're gonna multiply, Leanne, but you don't get a calculator, so you have to do it by hand. Good luck.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna do some borrowing with it too.
I got a phone. I can do the calculation.
You got a phone. Your voice doesn't match your sound. Your face and your sound don't match. Bud's having a Bud moment there. He's 1 seconding us, so that's okay. So Leon, we're gonna split. We're gonna just go down this list. We're gonna talk about who we think for each thing. We'll talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. And then we're
you
gonna
have to lead me through it, Tyler.
That's what I'm gonna do. It's what I always do, Leon. Just follow me, and I won't get you too killed. We're gonna write it down. We wrote them down. We wrote these down last year. So we have last year's. We've changed some things this year. We've changed some wording. We've changed some awards. So clearly, this is our opinion, and we're nothing more than three assholes who really like wrestling. So beyond that, I don't have much to say.
I'm one asshole who really likes wrestling.
What better opinion could you ask for, though?
Three assholes who like wrestling and are way too obsessed with it and do weird shit because of it. That's us. Hooray!
For our entire lives.
Story of our existence. This says.
All right. Should we jump right in?
Well, here we go.
Okay.
We're gonna start with the best heel that we think is the best heel in the business this year. So the person who portrayed the best villainous character. And we're going to start with Leon Robinson. Leon Robinson, who was the best heel of the year?
Sami Zayn.
Really? He's so likable.
I am shocked.
That one, he's amazing.
Please explain yourself.
He's been so wormy with this whole thing. He's actually he's given life to a dead storyline, to a dead fucking angle, to a terrible fucking championship reign. 3 terrible championship reigns. 4 terrible championship reigns, excuse me, with my oh yeah, and no pun intended either.
All right, so he's going. Bud, you're next. Who you got?
Oh shoot. I mean, I'm loving the sound effects. Loving them. So I don't know if you can hear them.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, I did.
I hate to be a mark or like cliche, but I have to go with MJF because he's consistently been, even when he was a face, he found a way to make us hate him. Now I will, no, I'm just gonna go with Maxwell Jacob Friedman has easily been the best heel in the company.
Yeah, I already wrote it down, so you got to go with it. We're not erasing it.
I mean, you're not using pen. It's on a. You've got it on a screen.
Shut it, bud. I wrote it down.
I'm using a pen. You are
digital
not.
ink. Permanent digital ink.
Okay, so I'm gonna buck the trend and not go with MJF.
Okay.
I think MJF has one of the most amazing characters, and I think he's a great heel. But in the middle of the year, he wasn't a heel. After he went away in the promo he cut where he kind of ripped on Tony Khan, the Fire Me promo or whatever, he was a face, and he came back and he was a face. And I think there's still some things. I think he's going to end up as a face. I don't think he was a dude that was hated from top to bottom and went out there every night and got the crowd to hate him. So, I mean, I could pick the most hated man in wrestling in Jeff Jarrett. But
yeah, but that's not heel.
Yeah, it's not heel. Let's just please go away and crawl in the ditch and die. I'm gonna pick the person that I think has been the greatest heel on TV for the past year, and I'm gonna piss off Leon, and I don't care because I'm gonna go with Roman Reigns because he has been. I haven't watched a lot of WWE, and when I do, and I watch him, and what I see from him and the clips I catch. The dude is on fire, and he's an amazing heel right now. He is fire. He's the guy.
I am shocked by both of your answers. I was not expecting anybody from WWE for the first entry.
So I'm going to tell you what, you're probably going to see more WWE from us today than you have, because when Hunter took over, shit changed a little bit, and some stuff has happened. So I think last year we were very AEW heavy, and I don't think that's going to be the case this year.
Yeah,
because I think the products grew closer together.
Not to get too far into the news, but that might be changing.
No way. No way.
I agree. Probably not going to happen, but if
he can talk all the way he wants, I saw it too.
Being reported as a possibility.
Yeah, but he wants to.
All right, Bud Robinson.
Best babyface?
You're first. Who we got?
I should have written this down.
You didn't?
These are harder this year than they have been in a while.
Yeah, because there's a lot of.
I mean, CM Punk, right?
No. I think even as a babyface, I'm not the biggest fan of CM Punk right now, but like he's done some of his best work at AEW. Even so, I think there are guys who have done better than him since he came back. Irrelevant. I think I have to go with. I think Adam Page.
Okay.
Because I think I think Jungle Boy's on the track to be this guy, but right now I see Adam Page as the guy who is the most white meat babyface and still relatable to the fans out of anybody in the company. Like we could say Jon Moxley, but like he's sort of an anti-hero babyface, and not that there's anything wrong with that.
Would it be safe to call Hangman Page the Scoot Borden of AEW?
I mean, I think he has better promo licks than Scoot, but yeah. I think he's their go-to.
I just meant in the whole. He's the might be baby face of the company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hangman's a great one. Town's gonna go next.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Jungle Boy.
Okay.
And I know you said that he's not ready and he's probably not at that level, but there's a guy who they're booking pretty much as white meat babyface, and he's getting pops and he's getting reactions, and everything he's doing is good. To me, he's the guy. Like when I look at that company, like he's the guy. To me, he's going to be the guy.
Yeah.
And I think this year was the start of that. And I just look at him and the way they've booked him and the way the fans have responded. I would pick him as I just think I think Hangman got stuck this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he came in as champion and then he lost it to Punk and then he got involved with all that stuff and he was just kind of away for a while. And his momentum was so up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say Jungle Boy started here with momentum and then just climbed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think to me he's the guy I think that was the best babyface. And looking at the E, nothing. I got nothing over there. I don't know. Bianca Belair had a really good year, and she's a really good babyface, and they did a really good job with her. So she would probably be my next choice, would be Bianca Belair. But I'm gonna go with Jungle Boy, and I can't wait to hear this one. Leon, who's the best babyface this year? Don't say Sami Zayn.
What the fuck? Why are you going to be taking my answer away?
Say whoever you want. Who do you want to say?
Sami Zayn.
As the best babyface?
Yep. The way he's turned that whole thing around, like he started so smarmy and everything with it, and underhanded, and everybody hated him, and blah, 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 blah. But now he has, like, everybody, include the bloodline included, eating out of his hand on this whole thing. And when he's the one that fucking blows it all up, he's going to be the biggest fucking face in that company. And I am here for it.
I have to.
I want to watch Sammy make it go boom.
He wants to burn down the E. I find it difficult to disagree with you. I wouldn't have answered the same as you, but I think you're right. I think in the span of a year, he has gone from. I mean, I don't know if he's gone from heel to face or from face to heel, but I think he's doing some of his best work. He's quite possibly one of the best characters they have in WWE right now.
Performers.
I would agree with that.
And he's just
I do want to say to the Sami Zayn thing, he has a great foil in Roman Reigns.
Yes.
He has a great foil. Like I know you don't want to give any credit at all to Roman, Leon, but Roman has been that guy as a heel. His reign started out really shitty and it was shitty, and they've done a really good job with it, and Sami Zayn's helped.
Roman Reigns is the Rocky to his Mick Foley.
Leon froze.
There's a lot of parallel there.
Leon froze and turned into a robot because of the Roman comment I made.
It destroyed the internet in Las Vegas.
Oh, here we go.
I heard so good. Sami Zayn is so good. I think that's the best quote.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Robot Leon says Sami Zayn so good.
Did we get yours, Town?
Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy. Yep.
I haven't written every.
I think this was harder this year than it was last year.
Yeah.
Hey, Leon's back. Hi, Leon.
Hi, Leon.
Oh, Leon's gone.
Hi.
You. Leon, turn your camera off once. Okay, now talk.
Hello.
Okay, I think we might be better served with him not having a picture today.
You won't get Roman Reigns. I've got a thing for you. No worries.
We're gonna give you Sami Zayn today.
Ooh.
Yeah. Does that work?
Yeah. I'll do that.
I'm gonna be pretty.
Because what's happening right now with your video is because you're running both, everything's just freezing, and I'd rather have a disembodied voice than nothing.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I would agree.
All right.
Okay.
So moving on, Town's going to start this one. We're just kind of going in order here. Best on the mic. Clearly it's Roman. No, it's not. It's MJF. There ain't nobody even close right now to MJF, I don't think. He's just so he's so next level. He's so next level. So, and I don't, you're probably going to pick the thing. I know Leon's not going to pick MJF because he doesn't like MJF. But Leon, I'm going to ask you, who's best on the mic this year?
Yeah, I guess I'll give it to him.
Oh, you're going to go MJF. Wow, I'm shocked. I mean, you can do whatever the hell you want. It doesn't matter.
No, I mean, yeah, I suppose I can give it to him. I mean, I have voiced my criticisms of his work, but he is good. He's not untouchable or perfect or anything by a long shot in my head.
I think he's the closest to perfect and touchable that we've had since a guy named Dwayne. That's so good.
Wow. Wow. We're not even close on that. Goddamn, Town.
So let me reiterate what I just said, because I understand Leon. I did not say he was on the level of The Rock. I said he was the best. He was the best since The Rock. That's what I'm saying. I think he's better than Cena was. I think he's better than Punk was. My opinion. Punk was really good. Cena was really good. I'm not going to disagree with that, but I think MJF is above those two. He's not quite to The Rock, because to me, The Rock is the fucking guy. The Rock or Stone Cold are the guy. Maybe Hogan.
I think he's not quite to Cena or Punk yet. I'd have to disagree, but I mean, you want to put him there, go ahead. I still think those two are ahead of him on it.
Okay, Bud, you're up. Who you got for the best on the mic? You're probably going to pick MJF?
No.
Or no, Leon's up. You picked MJF. Leon, you're up. Who are you picking for best on the mic?
No, Leon picked MJF.
Okay, Leon picked MJF. Bud, who are you going to pick?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I got my order.
So I
got my order fucked up.
I got to put my 2 cents in here. I think MJF is very good on the mic, and I think he's very good at a particular style, which is why I'm leaning towards agreeing with Town, because I think his style is very parallel to what Dwayne had. Like,
I like calling him Dwayne.
He has his shtick. Like, it's silly, isn't it?
Well, that's true though. That's a really good point, because The Rock was very much, this was how he cut a promo, and every promo he cut had the same flow to it. He just had really good catchphrases.
So I think perhaps the reason you and I will disagree on this. Sorry.
And everything.
Go ahead, Bud.
I think the reason that me and you two will disagree on this is because I'm looking for a different kind of promo. And I think when you're talking about a promo that's like interesting every single time and different every single time and feels heartfelt and no, wait until she's done. Every time.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Jonathan Moxlington.
I know. Who are you gonna pick?
John Moxley. Like every single time he's on the mic, I am there with him. Like, I feel what he's feeling. He is, especially when he came back from his stint in rehab.
Oh, that was so good. That was so good.
Oh my God. It's just, it's poetry. And he reminds me of Jake the Snake. In that
Moxley's amazing.
He can go out there and give you a promo that is so amazing. And Eddie Kingston can do a similar thing. And the only reason I won't say Eddie Kingston, because for a brief second I thought maybe I could, is that he just hasn't had as much time to do it this year. Like, he hasn't had as much time in AEW. I'm sure he's had time in other places, because I believe he's still working other places.
I think in many ways you're right. I think the difference between Moxley and MJF is this. Is Moxley is more than his promo. And right now MJF's whole shtick is based around his promo. I think that's what kind of swung me this way. but nothing Moxley did this year was bad.
Oh God, no.
So,
No.
Okay. Leon Robinson.
What?
Best pure wrestler this year. Who you got?
I mean, was anybody on Daniel's level? Excuse me, Brian's level?
Diane, you're saying it wrong.
Yeah, Bud never says it right. So
Yeah,
you're
I'm going with Danielson here, because anytime he was out in the ring, you knew you were getting fucking quality shit, and probably things you weren't expecting, and in creative, inventive fucking wrestling work, catch as catch can work, submission work, all that fun stuff. Yeah, give me Mr. Danielson all day.
all right. Tony's next here. I'm gonna go with Jeff Jarrett. No, I'm gonna go with.
Technically, nobody can touch him.
Can you? I mean, it's got to be Brian Danielson.
He is the last outlaw.
It's got to be Brian. Like I have Brian Danielson because he's just next leveling it, and he puts in work. And the thing I'm really starting to appreciate about him, I think that we kind of miss, is because with him, you always just want him to be in the main event because he's that guy. He's a really good guy and he works really hard.
Yeah.
He'll go out there on Rampage and fight some random person, and he'll put everything he has into it. It does not matter the match; he puts everything he has into it, and his shit is so good. And I just
damn right.
As much as I want to pick Roman, I got to go with Brian Danielson.
Well, I think this is our first three-fer because that was my choice too. I think
Brian,
100%. Like, I tried. I'm sitting here thinking they're going to pick Brian Danielson. I wonder if there's somebody else who's on his level right now, and I can't come up with anybody. He's just killing it.
Yeah, and I don't think that's bad. I think that's how hard he's killing it.
Yeah,
and he doesn't have to win every match, and he doesn't have to be champion. It doesn't matter. It's just everything he does is good,
and he just wants to wrestle, which is like, how many times have we heard, somebody wants to go out and make money with so and so, or they want to. They're looking for a 5-star match or whatever. Like, Brian Danielson is not about that. He just wants to wrestle, which is,
and have great matches.
There's something
which is awesome,
absolutely pure about that.
I like what you did there, Bud. That was
Yeah,
really good. Next
Bud Bunny.
Next award in Towns First is the best hardcore wrestler. So I'm gonna pick a tag team, and I'm gonna pick a tag team no one's expecting me to pick, and this is gonna come completely out of left field, but their work has been some of my favorite work for many, 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 many years. I'm gonna go with the Briscoe brothers. Because whenever I watch them, they're always bleeding and beating the shit out of each other, and they've had some really good matches. And to be honest, I enjoy their work. I really wish they weren't stupid on Twitter and social media in the past, and they could actually be on AEW.
Yeah,
that's my one wish, because I think they would add a huge element, but they're never going to be on AEW after that. So
yeah, not so much.
I mean,
and I know that's
never, but I
know
agree.
that's really, I know that's coming out of left field from Town, but like I do enjoy the Briscoe boys. I enjoy their work. So, Bud Robinson, hardcore wrestler of the year.
I'm gonna be honest
and for
with
the
you.
record, I was thinking Moxley and I was thinking Kingston, but to me, those guys did so much more than hardcore.
Yes, yeah.
So
a lot of their stuff was not hardcore. That they had some hardcore.
A lot of their really good stuff, because Eddie Kingston did some enjoyable stuff, and John Moxley was just.
So mine, I guess, is probably a little out of left field too, but he did some of the most amount of bleeding that I remember this year, and it's Chris Jericho.
Oh, I love it!
And I'm not even like even some of his matches that weren't hardcore matches, he got busted open. Like, I'm thinking of Ishii. Like, and I don't know if that was planned. I assume it was not, but like he's bleeding out on camera there. Like, so I got to go with Jericho.
I just want to say while we're on this topic, Chris Jericho is fucking amazing, and he's done shit this year. And everybody's, I read online all the time that people are pissed at him for always being on screen and doing shit. But he somehow keeps putting people over. He can beat you and get you over, which is just fucking amazing if you think about it.
It is.
Yeah, that's a hell of a fucking skill.
And he's good at it. He's really fucking good at it. He's just like Ric Flair was.
Yes, he is.
Leon Robinson.
It's not like the thing where where it's not the thing where like he'll talk you up and make you sound dangerous and everything, but then he beats you and you look like a piece of crap. He talks you up. He makes.
Okay, are we back?
Yeah, we're back. We're back.
Okay, so we had a little technical problem,
Yes,
but Robinson's thing cut out. Keep an eye on that. We went over these and had a conversation. They weren't very exciting, but we're going to do it one more time. We're going to go over our best announcer. I'll start, and I will start with Excalibur. Bud Robinson.
Excalibur.
Leon Robinson.
I'm also going to go with Excalibur.
Now, while we're here, we're going to also go over color commentator. Bud Robinson.
Taz.
Leon Robinson.
Taz and or Excalibur.
And I go with Taz. So basically, the gist of this is we sat here and we had probably literally just a short conversation about how amazing Taz and Excalibur are together. And how, and I believe what I said was Excalibur is better than 99 Jim Ross, but not better than 92, 93 Jim Ross. So he's like right there. He's really grown a lot. That was a pretty uneventful, and we didn't really argue. But we're on Best Manager now. So we just half started this, but we're going to do it again. So Leon Robinson, who was the Best Manager of the year?
I ended up going with Smart Mark Sterling, just because of how versatile he's been, how many different acts or performers he's been working with and representing, as well as the variety of people in AEW that he's been programmed against. I've very much enjoyed his work.
Okay. Stokely Hathaway, Smart Mark Sterling, both were really good choices. The top two guys, though, to me, were Paul Heyman, who has done a lot for the Bloodline. But my choice was William Regal for the Blackpool Combat Club and the way he brought those guys up. And even though he's gone, he's kind of setting them up for the future. So my choice was William Regal. Bud Robinson.
So
you're up.
Yeah,
I
want to tack on a little bit to what you said, Town. I think one of the most I hadn't even thought of William Regal, and that's because he's a manager, but I don't see him as a manager. Like, I just see him as another member of that team of Blackpool Combat Club. And I think the amazing thing about what you said, originally you said he managed to get those guys together and get them over. And the amazing part of that is it's Jon Moxley, Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, however you want to call him, and Claudio Castagnoli. Like, those three guys, by any measuring stick, you would call them over. But they are more over now.
You're forgetting Wheeler Yuta.
Well, I mean, he wasn't established, but like he's mountains higher up the card than he was before William Regal. And his short time in AEW, he's done incredible things. With those guys. I actually am going to go with Stokely Hathaway for Best Manager, because I think he's hit a lot of the same points that Smart Mark has done. He's sort of got a similar style, I suppose, of like managing people, but I find him more I don't know, I'm just more interested in what Stokely Hathaway has to bring than Smart Mark.
That's fair. We're going to move on to most lackluster debut of 2022. And the town is up first. So, This is a hard one this year because there's been a lot of movement and there's been a lot of people going here, a lot of people going there. Johnny Nitro, Johnny
Yeah.
Dynamite, Johnny whatever, Johnny Elite.
Oh God.
Okay, he came in and they made a big deal about it. He lost right away and then didn't do anything. And I just look at that and I go, okay, there's a guy that can work. But there's been a couple guys like that that have just kind of come in and it's been totally irrelevant. But I'm gonna go with Johnny Elite. I think that was his name. Or was he Johnny Dynamite? I don't even remember.
I think he was Johnny Elite.
Yeah, so we're gonna go with Johnny Elite because
He
that was
likes
just
to change his last name, and I'm not really sure why.
that was just like it was so. He's kind of a star. Like he is, and he can work. But everybody brings him in, and it's just like, yeah, whatever.
I do wonder if he came in as like a one-off.
But he didn't though, because he worked a couple shows. He worked like for probably probably worked for like 2 to 3 months. So I think he had a short-term contract, but he just came in and it was just like, okay, whatever. There have been other guys in AEW. It's been a little more guilty of that this year, bringing people in and then just kind of having them. Oh, so and so is here. The other one that I cannot fucking forget ever, and I realized she's not a wrestler, but was when they brought Trina in for Jade Cargill. And it's like nobody knows who Trina is because she was like a fringe rap star that had like 2-hit songs in like the early 2000s. She's a completely irrelevant person, hasn't done shit at all in like 20 years, and they brought her in and acted like she was a big deal. And they're talking about Trina, and I'm sitting there like, is Trina some old wrestler I don't know about? And I'm like, no, it's the girl that sings about her panties aren't coming off unless you pay her money. So I'm just like, oh. Stupid. Bud Robinson.
Same with Bow Wow.
Yeah.
Bow Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Bud Robinson, the floor is yours
For
the most lackluster debut.
So I'm gonna skirt it a little bit because I don't think she debuted in 2022. I think she debuted in 2021, but I'm gonna go with Ruby Soho, and the primary reason is that she came in with so much fire and the fans were so on board with her. And I look at her now and I go, what is she even still wrestling for AEW? And yeah, but that was a few months out of this year, right? Like she spent a lot of time on like Dark and Elevation, and we haven't seen very much of her, and I would just love for her to beat the crap out of Jade Cargill, which
I don't think your answer is a failed answer, but we don't really have rules, so it works.
I also will say I was sort of disappointed by Riho's reintroduction to AEW because she just started working AEW.
She's only a part-timer, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it was kind of like
it was not good.
Yeah,
I would agree.
It was not great.
Leon Robinstoneberg. Best or most lackluster debut of 2022.
Trying to think of something for this because it's hard to remember who's debuted where in the last year.
Shit. You know what? No. I'm changing my answer.
Huh?
I'm changing my answer.
Fire away, Town. Because
Johnny Elite wasn't the worst debut. Jeff fucking Jarrett. Hands down Jeff Jarrett. Not even like I want to put it out of my mind.
Okay. But that's not the category. I mean, I cheated already, but it's most lackluster, and his debut was not lackluster. You may have hated it and might have sucked, but it was not lackluster. It was kind of a big deal. Like some people were excited that Jeff Jarrett was there.
Who?
Jeff Jarrett marks. I don't know what to tell you.
Anything he's involved with is lackluster. So if you can pick Ruby Soho, I can pick Jeff Jarrett. I can change my mind.
That's fine.
Leon, go ahead. Go ahead, Leon. This one's hard. This was probably one of the hardest ones.
Trying to think. You know what? I'll go with. I don't know if lackluster is exactly the right way to describe it, but I'm going to go with Athena. Because the way they brought her in and everything, it felt like they were, felt like maybe they were going to have her be the one to knock off Jade finally and all that. But it's, yeah,
Just another victim.
once she didn't, she's just kind of died. Yeah,
I mean, it's
until the turn recently.
They have a
Like,
definite.
yeah,
They have
I'm
a
gonna
definite.
go with Athena.
They have a definite Jade problem, and you guys are both right. Ruby Soho and Athena should have been treated way better than they are, and they're just not doing anything. They were fed to Jade, and it was just, yeah, cool. Go on, Dark, and beat these people. Yeah.
Athena's coming
Jeff
back
Jarrett.
though, and I think Ruby Soho's coming back too, but
Yeah, but it's
been a while.
Yeah. Bud Robinson, you are on the clock.
Yeah.
For the best debut of 2022.
Best debut of 2022. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Willow Nightingale. I think the way that they've dealt with her coming in and getting a contract has just been, and she's such a great asset to that company, and I think that like they haven't made it a big deal, but I think that she's made it a big deal. And yeah.
All right. Leon Robinson, best debut of 2022.
I very much love me some Willow. Who else? Best debut.
Last year it was easy. This year it's kind of hard.
Yeah, no, for real. And I'm running it, and again I'm running into, well, who the fuck is all debuted this year? Who was last year? Huh. God damn it. Oh, you know what? I'll give Soraya. That was out of nowhere and went, yeah, like people lost their shit over it. I'm gonna go with Soraya.
Good answer. I'm gonna blow your mind
I
with
can't remember. Was that one known about beforehand or not?
It was rumored, but nobody was sure.
Okay, gotcha. I just go and be like, oh fuck, okay.
I am going to go with something that you're not gonna expect me to go with because that's what I like to do today.
Okay.
Last year too.
Cody Rhodes. Because that pop he got was insane. Where he did it was insane. It was at WrestleMania. He immediately, and the more I think about Cody Rhodes, the more I think he's a WWE guy. He's not an AEW guy. He fits their product better. He fits their brand. His character fits what they're doing. It's a perfect spot for him to be. He went there, and it was like he went home, and everybody was like, cool, he's here, and it was perfect for him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not the biggest Cody fan. I don't dislike Cody. But to me, that of all the debuts that I saw this year, that was the one that I think mattered the most.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
Agree.
Yeah. Okay, Leon Robinson. Are you ready?
This is going to be a good one.
It wasn't me.
Most disappointing storyline of the year.
Most disappointing storyline. It was a real short one. I don't know if you could even count it as a storyline.
It counts if you want to.
Okay, it counts then. Just like a month or so ago, when they out of nowhere kind of built up the whole thing that Usos were about to break the record for the longest tag team reign modern day or whatever the whole thing was, and didn't, and then the New Day's whole thing was they wanted to stop them and were unsuccessful. That I know. I can't think of how to say it. I think it just disappointed me the most. I really wanted New Day to be able to stop them just shy of it. That would have been fun. But they didn't. And then I was big sad.
God, you hate that Bloodline storyline. So why?
I think that them stopping that would have been really cool.
Yeah, but you got to do it at the right spot. They're gonna do it. I think they're gonna beat the Bloodline at Mania. So my most disappointing storyline is the storyline that we didn't even really get a start to, because it's going to be CM Punk, MJF, and the Firm. Because they were building to something, and I wanted to know what it was, and it never happened. So that's gonna be mine.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Yeah, especially since Stokely's comments recently
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
about the whole thing that they were building to the person they were building against is no longer there. So
Yeah,
pretty obvious.
they had a big plan for that, and I think that would have been
Yeah.
I almost feel like they had something way bigger planned, and I feel like the Regal thing was just kind of a shot in the dark because they knew he was leaving, and it was a good way to get rid of him, get him off screen. So it's just I'm curious to see what would have happened.
Plus,
I think one way to describe everything CM Punk this year is just the word disappointing. It was just all disappointing because we left so much on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Robinson, most disappointing storyline.
Well, it's a good segue because my pick is Punk and Page. I think that they could have had something like they are. Those two guys are sort of like on opposite ends of the spectrum for me. But I think that they could have done something amazing, and I think it got shortchanged because of a silly comment, and it was ultimately not that impressive to me. Like, it didn't really help out either one of them.
I felt like Adam Page was an afterthought.
Yeah.
And he was just there to put Punk over. That's all I felt like.
I think so.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
They took so much time to build Page up, and his title reign was so lackluster, and then he just lost it to Punk, and then it was like, well, we don't have anything for you.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Yeah, that's just a sad one. But I would agree all three of those storylines were shit. So all right. Here's going to be a fun one. The best storyline of the year, and Town is first. And the best storyline of the year is Orange Cassidy, King of the Atlantic. It is an amazing storyline because it's just Orange Cassidy being Orange Cassidy. He fights wherever, whoever, doesn't care. And he's going out there and he's putting on good matches with all sorts of different opponents. And it's like they're building him up and they're doing a fantastic fucking job with it. That's only the second time I've picked Orange Cassidy. Leon's picked Sami Zayn like 8 times. So, but Robin, what do you got for best storyline of the year?
I don't remember what my runner-up was, so I'll just ignore that and say I gotta go with Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. I am not the biggest fan of Britt Baker, but I think what they're setting up between Hayter and Baker throughout this entire year and some of last year too, when that actually happens,
yeah,
that's gonna blow the lid off the place.
You are a Britt hater. That is true. That is a true statement.
I wouldn't say I'm a hater. She's just not my favorite. Like, I think there's a lot of
hater.
Yes, Hater
not
is
Jamie.
great. I agree.
Not Jamie, just you a hater. All right, Leon. Best storyline of the year.
Best storyline of the year. Best storyline of the year.
The Bloodline?
Best.
Get quiet.
I mean, could be.
You're gonna pick Sami. Are you gonna pick Sami Zayn in the Bloodline?
Actually, give me Blackpool. Just the whole thing that they've done all year.
Mm-hmm.
All the different their feuds going on. Them and JAS, Mox and Punk, Mox and Cowboy. Everything that they've been up to this whole year, I've really enjoyed. I'll go with that.
Okay. Bud Robinson, next category. Worst gimmick of the year. Worst gimmick.
I'm sitting here trying to think of a gimmick in AEW that I don't like, and I can't come up with one. So I'm going to come up with a gimmick that I don't know anything about and then say Suspenders guy. I don't even remember his name. It's the guy.
Oh, what's his name? It's not Daddy Magic. It's the other one.
No,
the other guy?
no, not AEW. The guy in WWE who he
Oh, the
stole
guy
that
in
from.
WWE.
Oh,
It's like
Madcap Moss.
Madcap Moss. Yeah, it's even a goofy name, and I recognize
Yeah.
that I have
Because
not
he's
seen.
so wild and wacky and crazy.
I have not seen much of Madcap Moss.
He's
I
a
do not know
madcap.
him. So this is a horrible pick for me, but that's what I'm going to go with.
Leon, worst gimmick.
Worst gimmick. Come back to me. Still thinking. Sorry.
Do we do that? Is that how this works? I don't think that's fair. Bastard.
Worst gimmick. The fucking male model thing on WWE. The little bit I saw was yeah, that shit was dumb as hell. The little bit I saw.
This is a hard one, and I think this is a hard one because, like I said, both companies have kind of picked it up. And I'm gonna pick one that's gonna infuriate Bud Robinson.
Uh-oh.
But I don't give a fuck.
We've established that.
I'm gonna go with Jay Lethal, Singh, and the other guy whose name I forgot, Sanjay Dutt. I'm gonna go with those three. Not necessarily because I think they're bad, but because I think the way they were placed on TV and the way they were booked was just felt so wasteful. If that makes sense. And in a year of gimmicks that really we didn't have anything that was like super crap. I felt like those three guys, my opinion of this is those three guys deserved better, and they didn't get it. And they just kept getting they kept getting put out there in really, really lackluster situations, and they were just forced on TV to be on TV. And I don't know if it's because the one guy's tall. I don't know what it is, because Jay Lethal's not bad. Sanjay Dutt's not bad. Singh's tall and he's unique. And all three of those are really good things. But that package together did not work, and the way it was presented did not work. And there's nobody that can say it did. They're talented guys, and they're guys who deserve a chance. But it wasn't good. Nothing they did was good. And then you threw Jeff Jarrett in, and then it was even worse. So.
I think the it's hard for me to disagree with you. Like, except that I think the group makes sense to me, minus Jeff Jarrett. He can fuck
the
off.
group makes perfect sense. The group makes perfect sense.
The way that they were presented.
Yeah,
they were presented like shit. What you said perfectly encapsulates it. I think the way they were used is the thing that killed their gimmick, because it didn't give them any focus.
It did. They had no focus, and they were always on TV, and you never knew what they were doing. They never had a this is what we're trying to do. It was, we're gonna have a match with this guy. We're gonna beat this guy. We're gonna have a match with this guy. We're gonna beat this guy. And it was like they build them up, and then they lose, and then when it was important, they lose, and it didn't make any sense all year. And I have openly bitched about them many times. Yeah. I've said every time they're not bad, because they're not. The way they're being used is just shit. Yeah. All right, Leon.
What?
Best gimmick of the year.
Best gimmick of the year.
What do you got?
I Yeah, I gotta go with OC.
Oh, Orange Cassidy. Okay. I thought you were gonna go with
I think
Ace.
so.
I thought you were gonna go with Ace Steel Armbiter.
That's a pretty good gimmick, though.
I don't mean to like shock you guys with this pick, for best gimmick, but whatever.
I see what you did there. Unless you go with the curveball.
No, that was my answer.
Yeah.
It was Orange Cassidy. He's amazing. Bud,
Whatever.
I'm gonna swerve a little bit and say Danhausen, because I think that Danhausen has Orange Cassidy is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I want to showcase the amount of time that Danhausen has had on screen is criminal. He should have more, because like the work that he did with Hookhausen, the work that he did with like for a while there, he was just like asking big guys for favors to go fight people, and then like his last appearance was just like it was amazing. And so I'm looking forward to the coming year, because I think they're going to do more with him. I think
do too.
he was just I think he was limited either by his injury or his other creative pursuits.
That has been one of the things about Orange Cassidy, is they didn't use him at all,
Mm-hmm.
and boom, 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 and now he's one of their top baby faces.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he really is. So they slowly built him. I kind of hope they do the same thing with Danhausen.
It's a reaction.
Most disappointing wrestling TV show in town is first, and I am gonna pick a show that you don't think I'm gonna pick, because you assume I'm gonna pick Raw, because that's what everybody picked last year. That's a show that sucks. But that has not been the most disappointing TV show to me. Nor has SmackDown. SmackDown has been fine when I've watched it. And Dynamite has been fantastic all year. There's been some ups, there's been some downs, there's been some shit moments, there's been some great moments. I'm going to pick Rampage.
That's a good one.
Because I never quite know what I'm going to get out of Rampage. And sometimes Rampage is just ungodly boring. Sometimes they'll put a good match on, they'll put a little effort into it, but it's so up and down, and I just can't. It's just not what it was before. So I'm going to pick Rampage. Bud, you're on the clock.
I mean, I would have to say Rampage as well. I think even Raw has kind of picked up, but Rampage, they had their debut with CM Punk, and that was a big deal. And ever since then, they've sort of just
moments.
They have
There's
moments
where they do stuff, but it's so few and far between.
Yeah.
And sometimes you turn that show on, and they put 4 or 5 matches on in an hour, and every match is like 3 minutes, and it's just like, Leon.
Yeah.
Most disappointing show to you?
Most disappointing show. NXT changed last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, NXT was a show we all picked last year. For the record,
It was. Yeah,
just all of us picked NXT.
but NXT 2.0 has been NXT 2.0 for most of this year, so I think it's a valid response.
Yeah.
I think I'll go with NXT 2.0 or whatever again, simply because it's just not what it was, and it was so fucking good for so long there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard to look at what they used to do and then be like, this is what it is now. Why?
I would agree.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Bud Robinson, best wrestling show.
I'm going to say Dynamite, and I'm going to say specifically Dynamite for the 2 or 3 months. I don't know how long it's been at this point. Dynamite following Brawl Out. Because as we've said on this podcast, they brought out their A game. They had these 4 guys who were top guys who they couldn't put on TV anymore. And they got so many guys who weren't, so many people who weren't getting screen time were now getting screen time and giving a shot to like.
Yeah, it allowed a lot of other personalities the opportunity to breathe on screen.
Absolutely. And I don't know
I
that the
like that.
Acclaimed or Jungle Boy would have gotten the same reaction had they had the Elite and CM Punk and Omega sort of like curtailing that at all.
Well, they dominated the show there for a while.
They did, yeah.
Leon, what's your pick?
I'm gonna piggyback on Bud. I like his pick. Rampage since Dynamite since I think he's spot on there. They've been very, very good.
My pick would have been Dynamite all year. Dynamite was the best show just all year. I mean, even when Brawl Out happened was about the same time Triple H took over, so Raw and SmackDown got better, but then Dynamite got better at the same time, and Dynamite still was, I think, the better wrestling show. Raw and SmackDown with Vince McMahon booking were really, really bad. Raw still is great because it's just too long. And SmackDown, I've watched SmackDown. I've watched SmackDown a few times, and it wasn't bad. Like SmackDown's not a bad show. I don't think
it's an easier watch.
I don't think it's as good as Dynamite, but it's getting so much better. But yeah, for the second year in a row, I just want to, while we're on this, this year we're kind of getting a little, like Rampage has made the worst show, and some of the angles were AEW, whereas opposed to last year, everything that was bad was all WWE. So there has been a shift in these products. There has been just a huge shift. So, and that's great. I mean, I think that's great. I think that's great for WWE because I don't think any of us truly want to hate WWE.
No,
but they're just frustrating.
No,
especially now.
It's wrestling, and it's the wrestling I've grown up with. I want to enjoy it. I want it to entertain me.
Exactly.
It's just disappointing sometimes.
I think that WWE is in a good spot right now because they, I think Vince wanted to overtake the competition. Even though he didn't see AEW or GCW or Impact as competition, but he wanted to be the top spot.
He wanted to eradicate.
Triple H knows where WWE's spot is, and it's they make the most money. Like, there's no arguing that. But I think he also wants to make the business better on the whole, and he's trying to gear WWE to try and help that. I hope. Because I think they could do some amazing things. Hi, this is Budrina, Bud, future TikTok queen here, and I'm here to tell you that this is a 2-part episode. The next one will be out next week. Happy holidays. I am Bud. This has been Town and Leon. They're not here, right? They're not in my bathroom. They are, possibly at their respective bathrooms. So long. See you next year. No, because you're going to watch the next episode. But that's this episode. I don't know. Bye. Also, one last thing. If Ricky Starks or, Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs are here, I would really love either or both of you to be my boyfriends. So just putting that out in the world. Manifestation.